Yeah. Part 2. Leading off of Part 1. Part 1 was mostly discussing how the two canons themselves don't really go together. I'm sure I've made that quite clear, why a crossover that's serious between those two fails in every conceivable way. But I figure now it's a good time to go into why the pairing is complete and utter fail. Bella Swan is the embodiment of the theme of the whole Twilight series, casting off of humanity, putting humanity down. Every other word out of her mouth post-Twilight is how humanity sucks and how vampirism is much better. But that vampirism itself is a metaphor for perfection. And becoming transcendent. Sorry, I had to go make a run to 7-Eleven. My throat is parched already. Let's see if I can gather everything up. So, Bella Swan wants nothing more than to discard humanity. And I don't mean just her own. She wants to push everything human out of her life. Think about it, her only friends are all creatures that are not human. And as far removed from humanity as you can possibly get. She aspires to become not human. And every other sentence is about how she takes any angle in these books and tries to make it a way so she can discard humanity and become a vampire. Including probably the most disgusting time she ever managed to angle to be turned into a vampire, and that's her own daughter. You know, everyone talks about how that's the main theme, how Bella is, she's giving up her life to save her child, she's giving her life for that stupid death baby. She's not. She's just using it. It's made clear. I don't remember what chapter it is. I think it's chapter 10? I don't remember. Of the Jacob part, where she says, basically, yeah, this is gonna be, just part of me becoming a vampire. She had no intention of giving up her life. That's what she spells it out. I'm counting on Carlisle or Edward changing me right after the baby's born. And at that point, because of the way the babies come out, it's made clear that they basically wouldn't have a choice. They'd have to turn her to save her life. So she's just using the baby. She's not sacrificing anything for it. And then, of course, after we see her changed, all she does is talk about how humanity, she's glad to be forgetting it. She pushes pretty much everything out of her life that's human. The only time she ever really goes to see Charlie, even though we made a big deal of how she was going to miss him and how she had to cut him out, but then, of course, because she gets her cakes and eats it too, no matter what in this series, she gets to see Charlie, but the main reason she uses him is for babysitting services. For a baby she treats like a purse instead of a child. Basically, that little meandering point. Sorry, that's for the recap later. I need to save it. Basically, the point is, Bella Swan hates humanity and wants to get rid of it, and hates anything that has to do with humans. Castiel is the exact opposite. For the first, I think, 3 episodes we see him, he's pretty cold. He's almost vaguely condescending, and he can be kind of a jerk towards humanity, but I think it's episode 7, it's the Great Pumpkin Sam Winchester, I think it's 7, of season 4. He's having a talk with Dean, and opens up for the first time, and we find out he actually reveres humanity, and talks about how he thinks each and every one of them is a work of art, and he was hoping, the main conflict of that episode is that the angels want to wipe this town off the map to prevent something bad from happening, and the Winchesters say, no, we're not going to let that happen, and Castiel says, I'm glad you didn't, because I didn't want it to happen. I didn't want any of these people to die. So it's established early on, Castiel is reverent of humanity. And as I explained earlier, he's also the he's also the stepping back and studying of humanity. He's becoming closer to humans. He's becoming more human. And as I said, he is turned human briefly. he's vamped back into angel form pretty quickly, but it's understood that he's all about humans. He loves humanity. So how does that in any way jive with Bella Swan's outlook on humans? She doesn't think it's wrong when vampires kill them. She consistently describes them the way the angels who are the bad guys describe humans. I mean, if you want to see an angel she relates more to Lucifer's outlook on humans. They're so weak, they're fragile, they're imperfect, they are just useless puking lumps of flesh, and why should I bow before those? That's Lucifer's outlook on humanity in Supernatural. And they pair her with Castiel. Why? Seems to me she would want to latch on to Lucifer. Not to mention, he's the most beautiful and glorious and powerful of the angels. Why is she latching on to Castiel? He respects humanity and likes them and is close to them and is defending them. Why would on earth would... And he's not working to shed humanity, he's working to save it. I mean, why on earth would she want to attach herself to that? So, that is my little segue into the main problem with this. This is reading comprehension fail on the part of these people who write these stories. I mean, were you not paying attention when you saw this? And actually, it's casting aside these very simple themes that are spelled out in both canons. I like to think Supernatural does it in a better fashion. Like one of the fics I saw where I just about put my head in a vice and started twisting. I looked into it. I could hardly get past the summary. It basically says Bella falls in love with Castiel after Edward leaves a new moon, and God grants her grace and turns her into an angel, and then she and Castiel go and pull Dean out of hell together. It's just, oh God. I was contemplating on throwing bricks at my computer or just smashing the bricks on my head. That is about, oh, jeez. Again, we have to find some way to make sure she's not human, so we'll just turn her into an angel, too. Even though, did you not see episode 10 of season 4, Heaven and Hell? It's made clear that part of the reason why these angels hate humans is because they envy them! They envy humans! They do! I mean, Anna is she's a fallen angel. She ripped out her grace, that's what it's called. She ripped out her grace and was born a human. It's made clear she's unhappy when she goes back to being an angel. She does it to save these people, but she didn't want to do it. Becoming the angel was a sacrifice, not a transcendence. Sorry, I'm screaming my head off now. It's comprehension fail. Do you people pay any attention whatsoever to what you're reading and what you're watching? These are opposite themes, and that's part of the reason why I have trouble with Twihards. Because this is just basic stuff, and if you can't comprehend that Supernatural and Twilight are about as opposite as it gets in terms of their views of humanity, and you think that, and not only would make a really good crossover in the serious sense, but also that Bella and Castiel should really get together, it just tells me you can't read! That's all it tells me! Yeah, I've gone downhill. So, I think I've made my point. I hope this was vaguely entertaining. I know I just kind of went off on a tangent and started rambling and screaming there at the end. I'm sorry if I insulted you by accident. I really am. But I stand by it. I do stand by the part where this is just reading comprehension fail. They're opposite themes. Why do you think they gel? hopefully that's not gonna. It's gonna be one of a few two-parters. I hope to keep things condensed in the near future. Thank you all for listening. See you in the next rant I have. Who knows what it's gonna be? Next thing that makes me mad. You'll see me there. Thanks for listening to me.
You take a mortal man and put him in control. Watch him become a god. Watch people's heads all